Hello. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Kara Goodwin, and I'm the host of the Soul Elevation podcast. And today I want to talk about how each of us is contributing to the greater awakening that's happening on this planet. So, we're all contributing, all of us who are working on our own ascension and who are working to envision a higher and more benevolent, higher vibe life for ourselves. And we're putting steps into place to experience that within ourselves. But we may not be working with people outside of our lives. And so we may feel like we're not actually affecting change. And I want to open up your perception to how the work that you're doing on yourself, even if it's a very, very private experience, you're focusing completely on your own improvements without feeling like you're evangelizing and trying to change people outside of you, but you're still making a massive change. And in fact, that's, in my opinion, really the most powerful change that you can make rather than trying to talk to your friends and family who aren't interested and not working on themselves, not acknowledging that there is this rising consciousness happening. There are plenty of people all across the planet who have no input, no what's the word I'm looking for? They have no perception that things are changing. They don't sense that consciousness is raising. There are a lot of people in that category, and that's okay. That's where their journey is taking them, and we have to trust that that's in their higher good. We can't force anything upon anybody. We can't force a flower to blossom. We can't pry the petals open. And it's the same with other people. We can't force them to awaken. We may come across some amazing truths, some undeniable evidence that shows us that there is something, some greater cosmic intelligence that's running through everything, that loves us, that is working in our favor. We may start to notice that we actually affect change, that we're able to manifest change within ourselves, that we're able to connect with the other side of the veil. We may have all of these new experiences or experiences that are new to us, and we want to share those with other people. But when people aren't ready, we can't force those petals to blossom. And so that can feel like a very frustrating experience, and it can make us feel like, I want everybody to experience this. I want everybody to come into this new reality that I've realized, that I've discovered, and they'll feel so much better and they'll see the wonder. And so it can be kind of frustrating if we feel that in order to change other people, we've got to mentally change their minds. So I want to enforce and open the possibility to you that the work that you're doing internally, when you're connecting with your soul and your higher self, and you're opening up your understanding of these differences, these potentialities, these possibilities, you actually are affecting the outside world, the external world, without needing to evangelize, without needing to go and talk people into your perspective. So this was something that came up in, I have a book club that's part of my online community, the Healing Hearth community. And we were meeting yesterday to talk about a book by Amy Lansky, who I've had Amy as a guest on the podcast, and she's got some amazing stories about homeopathy. In fact, her book's called Impossible Cure, and she talks about this incredible miracle that it happened with her son, who was on the spectrum of autism, and the changes that she saw through homeopathy. And so we had read this book for book club, and we were talking about the history of homeopathy, and somebody was expressing how frustrated she got during part of the book when Amy talked about the history of homeopathy and all the suppression and the witch hunt and the way that it was intentionally targeted in favor, so that there were so that allopathic medicine would not be challenged. And she found that so frustrating. She found it really hard to read. And so we started talking about the quantum and how even when we things have been suppressed from us, even when we notice and we know that everybody else has this suppression too. But within ourselves, the more that we're opening up to these truths and we're expanding our consciousness beyond what the mainstream is feeding us, at the quantum level, our experience, everything that we experience, and especially all the thoughts we think, the things that we give our attention to, everything that builds up in our to become our experience, we have this connection with the collective consciousness. And we can think of the collective consciousness as this field of energy, this field of information and energy that we are receiving thoughts from, and everything we experience, everything we're focusing on, we're contributing back into the field of collective consciousness. So, as we start to give our attention and our awareness to things that maybe are, more fringe, like at this point in time, homeopathy, I would say, in my opinion, is more fringe. It's not mainstream, huge, everybody knows about the power of homeopathy. But as I do my research and I utilize homeopathy and I strengthen my connection to homeopathy, I'm contributing to the collective consciousness without going out and having to have a million discussions about homeopathy to like bring it to everybody's conscious awareness. So the way that I see it is like this on-ramp, right? So there's an on-ramp to these different um, intelligences or data sets, or however you want to think of it. Let's take homeopathy, for example, again. So let's say there's this on-ramp to letting homeopathy become part of your experience and your wheelhouse, and it's just part of your data. It's part of the collection of energy that makes you who you are. And we can take this for, you can talk about ascension, you can talk about disclosure and angels, whatever you want, whatever subject you want to think of. You can imagine there's an on-ramp, and there's maybe a point in your life where you couldn't even see the on-ramp because it was not in your awareness. You weren't paying any attention to anything about that topic. But as you do become aware of it, you maybe have it starts as a little, very narrow on ramp where you just kind of get, you have a little bit of insight and connection to that energy. And as you bring more attention to it, it it becomes more a part of your energy. You have more understanding of it. That on ramp widens, and as you add to the attention and the energy of that topic, you're contributing to everybody else who's also has an on ramp to that topic. And that on ramp gets wider and has more attention on it. And so this is all from the quantum perspective. This is all energetic. But every time you bring your focus to something, you're strengthening it. And so you're strengthening the energy at the collective level for that. And so, if we think about everything being energy and everything vibrating at different rates, when we're engaging in higher vibrational activities and thoughts, we're strengthening those in the collective, because the collective is not something outside of you. It exists beyond you, but you're a part of it. So, you're pulling from it and you're contributing to it. And likewise, the more you detach from some of the popular things that are maybe not helping humanity. So, some of the media the lower fear-based media, if you've been very plugged into these are the things that we're all worrying about, and I'm very much paying attention to what the talking heads are saying, and I'm adopting their beliefs, and I'm waiting for what they're going to say next, and I'm also distributing those talking points that the collective consciousness and the media are telling me to care about and to evangelize. You've got a strong connection. You're contributing to that reality, to that agenda. But when you pull yourself from it, you're helping to weaken the attention and the energy that's going to those agendas. So it's a very, very helpful for not just you, but everybody to pull your attention away from lower vibrational things. And how do you know if they're lower vibrational? Well, notice how they make you feel. If they put you in a disempowered state, and especially notice fear. Pay attention, watch out for things that ignite fear within you. Be conscientious and question question whether you want to contribute your energy. Do you feel good when you're in a state of fear? Do you feel empowered? Or does it make you feel weak? Does it make you feel disempowered? Does it make you feel hopeless? Well, stop drinking from that well. And then not only do you get the benefit of not having that be a source, an energy source of you, because actually it's taking energy from you from a quantum perspective. It's siphoning energy from you rather than feeding you energy and vitality. You have the power to refocus at any point. You can disengage from things that are taking your power by noticing how they make you feel, making new choices. And then that also helps, just as a byproduct, that helps at the collective level. So I hope that that makes sense. And I hope that that's something that you will consider, the power that you have, whether you even think that you're affecting things or not. You are very, very powerful. So recognize that and utilize that. Make conscientious decisions for your highest good, and know that that then is informing the collective and helping others who will come up behind you. So thank you so much for watching, for doing everything that you're doing to raise your consciousness, because it is so powerful and impactful. And I will see you next time. Oh, I wanted to let you know tomorrow, which is Tuesday, January 21st, if you're watching this on Monday, the 20th, I have a great live stream with Vivian Chavot. She is a galactic ambassador. She's fantastic, very, very activating. So please register for that. I'll put a link in the description. Register for that and join us. That'll be at 3 p.m. Eastern. And I hope to see you then, and have a beautiful, blessed day.